What is compost and why do you even want it? Compost is decayed organic matter that is rich in nutrients and used as a soil conditioner. When you look at compost, you should not be able to recognize the ingredients. You can see here I've got some little bits of eggshell that you can see, but everything else you don't know what it used to be. It's not a fertilizer. Fertilizers have their ingredients that are immediately available for plants to absorb. Soil microbes must consume compost before releasing those same nutrients. And that's why we can apply compost at any time and more often. The best way to think of it is like this. Compost feeds the soil while fertilizers feed the plants. So now how do you make compost? The best way to make compost to start out your pile is you want to build alternating layers of green and dried materials, what we call browns. So you're going to start your pile like this, browns and then greens, and then you can use browns again. Browns are like leaves and even things like newsprint. The city of Austin has a great saying, which if it grows, it goes. And this includes kitchen scraps. Things like coffee grounds and tea bags can all go in, and anything else that you want. Even, old flower arrangements that you want to get rid of can go in. Lawn clippings are another thing that are greens. Any sort of shredded leaves or branches. Things that you might not think about, again, are newsprint, coffee, leftover mulch even, or potting soil. And while it's true that all organic materials eventually decompose, there are things that you should not add. Those are animal byproducts like grease or bones or milk, and that's because they attract rodents, and we already have too many of those in our gardens. Do not add dog or cat waste either, because we share many of the same parasites that can pass to you when handling the compost. Don't add weed seeds or diseased plants because your pile will not get hot enough to neutralize the materials. You can add other animal manures like chickens, rabbits, horses, or cattle, but be sure to allow enough time for it to completely decompose before adding it to plants. You should be able to hold it up to your nose and no longer smell it or tear up. And if you do, it needs to stay in the pile a little while more. One caveat about animal manures. They are high in phosphorus, and adding it to our already alkaline high phosphorus soils may result in a nutrient imbalance. So make sure to test your soil at least annually to monitor the situation and switch to 100% plant-based compost periodically if needed. What type of compost should you make or buy? Manure, mushroom, leaf mold, which is best? The type of compost you buy depends entirely on the plants that are receiving it. Woody plants and perennials have evolved to thrive in fungal-based soils. They don't need a lot of nitrogen to maintain their growth and actually use most of the sugar produced during photosynthesis to direct the soil food web to their benefit. Fungal superhighways develop that deliver nutrients and water, all directed by the sugar exuded by plants through their roots. Use mushroom, leaf mold, or your own composted yard debris on woody perennials and plants. Annuals, like vegetables and bedding plants, are fast-growing and want bacteria-based compost ready to deliver nitrates. Use animal or worm manure compost for these types of plants. You can also create or buy plant-based bacterial compost created by turning the materials and getting the temperature up. If you turn your compost, it will increase the microbe population activity, and this activity is why the compost heats up and becomes mostly bacterial-based. It's called the hot method. Companies who use the hot method create most of the commercial compost that you buy in the bag. Grasses, like your lawn, are neutral territory and appreciate any type of compost that you can give it. Here in Central Texas, our warm nights and lack of prolonged winter temperatures mean that the microbe population never slows down. This party goes 24/7. This can deplete our soils of organic matter if natural cycles are not delivered fresh supplies. And that is why people like me are constantly nagging at you to compost.